Hello, my dear Max friends. As you probably already know, we are happy and proud to work on a 5-month project together with Visit Britain to attract Scandinavian MICE groups to their destinations as England, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Our main task is to connect Visit Britain with the Scandinavian event planners and create a bridge between both destinations. A new challenge and a lot to discover. Hello, Caroline.
Hello, Valeska. Lovely to be here today.
Thank you. Same here. It's very nice to meet you again. Before starting the interview, I would like to introduce you to Caroline Phelan, who is Meetings and Incentives Senior Manager Europe for Visit Britain. Caroline has been working in the MICE industry in mainland Europe for 30 years. She is based today in Paris, and from there, she is responsible for promoting the UK as the best destination to place Europe MICE business. Caroline joined Visit Britain in 2017. She previously headed up the MICE department in France for Tourism Ireland, and prior to that role, she ran her own travel marketing consultancy company for more than 10 years. So let's get started.
Delighted.
So, Caroline, my first question to you is, what does Great Britain and Northern Ireland offer to corporate clients, and why should they travel to your destination and not another?
Well, that's a wonderful question, Valeska, because I think the UK is very much still a centre point within all of the destinations in Europe, and a destination that traditionally people are very interested in traveling to. It's a destination full of variety between, innovative, modernism, quirky, traditional. There's everything you can find in the different regions of the UK, from the capital in London to Wales, the beautiful countryside and golf courses and nature in Wales. And then, of course, in Scotland, you have your kilts and whiskey and traditions there. And across in Northern Ireland, the Giant's Causeway and the Titanic Centre. So there's you have 4 regions of the UK that are really 4 destinations in one. It's very near. The access is fantastic from Europe. And we're slowly seeing flights coming back to all over Great Britain. We got some great news this week, actually, from Vueling, who are launching some new routes to the UK, which we hadn't had in the past. So that's good news to see that coming back. Also, competitivity. Around the UK, there are very competitive offers for our groups, and I know price is always an issue. So never think that the UK might be expensive. It's something to really explore. And I think that clients really do get value for money. And a lot of our groups also come in for not just for potentially just an experience because of the destination attractivity, but maybe also for a commercial reason, for a business reason. For example, the health sector, the AI sector, all of the different sustainability sectors. These are all very important sectors that people want to have meetings in the UK for. So there's many, many reasons. I could go on and on and on.
I can see. Okay, very interesting. Well, in all over the world, of course, now we are all having a big challenge with COVID. How is dealing UK with this topic?
So I suppose England, so you must always remember that we have the 4 regions. So all of the 4 regions have different rulings around COVID currently. We're very much progressing towards, very much dealing with COVID, that events are happening, mostly domestic events are happening, venues are open, the business has been really kicked back into place since July. And so the government has put in place a risk scheme, whereas an event, for example, a meeting event can be booked, and if it has to cancel due to any COVID law reasons, that there is a system of indemnization, so that they can, if a COVID law comes into place that they have to cancel, there is going to be a ruling there. So that will really help people deal with risk, I think, because companies don't want to take the risk. And that's going to be in place until September 2022.
Okay. Do you still have rules for distance, social distance and masks?
It depends on the regions. In England, no. In Wales, for example, yes. And if I was to tell you the rules today, they would have changed tomorrow. So we're going towards everything opening, but without wanting to seem vague, all of our information is kept up to date on our website, which is eventsaregreat.com.
Okay.
And so everything is there, and you just push the link and you have the latest for every region of the UK.
Okay. We will also write the link of your website at the end of this video so that people can check it out.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. I would like to know, is Brexit affecting your business, in particular when traveling to United Kingdom?
I suppose we're lucky in our field because Brexit is, we're tourists at the end of the day. And the only change for really our tourism visitors is they need to have a passport from the 1st of October this year, instead of a European ID card. So that's our that's our only considered change. Also, again, for Brexit rules, potentially around transport of stands, if an event has a stand or if they have speakers, all of those rules again are on our website, which gives more detail. But for your incentives and your meetings and attending on holidays, or just as it's just as normal, just the passport in the pocket instead of your ID card.
Okay.
But has it affected business? I think yes. I think it has affected business. And I've said to colleagues, I said maybe potentially the only good thing about COVID was people stopped talking about Brexit, and but it is a concern for many people, and we really, our role is to give the message out here in mainland Europe that the welcome is always there for your clients and for clients from all over the world.
Okay. Caroline, nowadays, sustainability is becoming a very important topic. How is your destination working to offer a better and more sustainable experience to their visitors?
Sustainability is a top government priority. We have the COP26, which is coming to us in Glasgow this year, just next month. So that's a huge event, and we want to build on the success of that event to really push sustainability. And in fact, the government has recently updated their top sectors of targeting, and they're very much around the same sustainability themes. And as Visit Britain, our role is really to encourage all of the UK industry to supply sustainable offers to buyers within Europe. It's no longer an option. I mean, a few years ago, people said, Caroline, we like to be sustainable, but if it's going to cost us more, we're not going to do it. So now that question doesn't come up anymore. It has to be sustainable. And, from even our marketing to regionality, off-season, electric cars, transport, that isn't necessarily in motors. You have bicycles and bicycle trips, and but there's lots of options. We could go on and on, but there are lots of options to make an event very sustainable, and it is a big priority for our government.
Yeah, I would really like to know how our business will look like in 10 years. Probably
Indeed.
There's going to be a huge step forward.
Yeah, I mean, we are an island, so getting there does involve a plane, but we do have the advantage from many countries. We do have the train, and also once you're on the ground, there is options of different types of transport to get around.
Yes, and also other types of things that you can do to be sustainable. It can be social sustainability. It doesn't have to be only the environmental. It can be in many ways. So yeah, I think we all have to work in the same direction.
Absolutely, yeah.
My next question is, what's the state of the market in the UK for the MICE business at the moment?
Well, the value of mice for the UK was estimated in 2019 at 19.4 billion with international conferences and business events. So it was a huge of an importance. And that figure, of course, plummeted for all destinations. And in a recent study, which was brought out by Tourism Economics and Cities Restart, which is a group of cities that have got together to do studies on how to really restart after COVID. They just brought out a study in September, and they estimate that our business events will be back to 2019 figures by 2023. But they also have a wonderful figure saying that by 2026 we'll be up by 46% for MICE to the UK, so which is a wonderful figure. But in order to get those levels, it's international business that will bring those levels up, because international delegates or guests are worth 6 times more than our domestic visitors around the UK. So it's a very important area for us. And so that's where we are at the moment.
Okay. Wow. Sounds interesting. 2026, 45% more than 2019.
Yeah, even more. Yeah, slightly more than that. Yeah.
Huge
yes,
increase.
It is.
Okay. So last but not least, I wanted to ask you, so far we have done already 2 online events, and we are planning our first business trip to Stockholm end of January, which will be our first business trip after nearly 2 years after the pandemic. So what is your first impression about our collaboration, and why did you decide to work with MAXtourism to promote Visit Britain in the Scandinavian MICE market?
Yes, well, the whole of the Nordic market is very important to the UK, and traditionally we've had great business from those regions and excellent access, which is always key to travel for groups. So that was our first identification, was that destination was important for us, and we were looking for an expert in the destination who would know the agencies and who knows the buyers in the region, and that it could introduce us to those buyers so that we could talk to them and inform them and get to know them, and to see what they need and what their requirements are, how we can help them. And so that's why we reached out to you, Valeska, because we were looking for someone who really was an expert in that market and could advise us more on that market. Mm-hmm. And we found, we've really, really appreciated your help so far in those areas. And we've had a great meeting so far with some lovely people from the Nordics, and great interest in the product, and great connections. So, and I'm looking forward to this sales mission over to Sweden. Yes, indeed, our first sort of sales mission. I've been going to live events and live workshops since the beginning of September, but this is a first, calling into agencies who are back in their offices. I think that's going to be new for us again.
Yes, and very interesting to see what they say about, because I think 3 months now is a lot of time, and in 3 months so many things can change. What are their expectations for 2022 when it comes to business? So I'm also very curious to travel with you, to meet you also in person, because for now we've only met via Zoom. So yes, and also visit the agencies and see what they have to tell us.
Yeah, well, we see each other at IBTM, don't forget.
Yes, exactly. We will see each other first at IBTM. That will be,
and everybody else.
Yes, exactly. So yes, I mean, this is the end of the interview, but is there anything that you would like to add at the end of this interview?
Well, I think we just mentioned IBTM there, which I think is a good way to end, because we will be there. And it would be lovely to see anybody who sees this interview, to come and meet us in person at the show. I'll be on the Meet England stand. We have sort of a Great Britain area, and I will be on the England stand, and would look forward to meeting anybody there. If you have any questions about COVID, Brexit, passes, what's new, what's going on in the UK, and And if you want to meet DMCs or destinations, I'm there to make introductions for that one. But even if you're not going to IBTM, I'm always at the end of a phone call or an email.
Perfect, Caroline. Thank you, Caroline, so much for doing this nice interview.
Thanks again, Valeska.
Yes, it was very nice also to chat with you. Thank you very much for choosing Max Tourism for your promotion within the Scandinavian MICE market. Our main task is to connect Visit Britain with the Scandinavian event planners and create a bridge between both destinations. And we are very happy about this new challenge while we have a lot to discover. I look forward to meeting you soon in person, as I said, and continue with this nice collaboration with Visit Britain. Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Thank you, Valeska.
Bye.
Bye.